In another sign that we've pretty much lost our collective minds in this nation, a USA Today article asks, is it okay for a store to throw you out of their store? Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show. Chairs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. So yes, this Starbucks story continues to go on, as now you have victims who were, I guess, going against store policy, and they were thrown out of the store because they were violating store policy, and now all of a sudden Starbucks is the bad guy, and now the question is being asked, is it okay for a store to kick you out? The answer is, of course, yes. It is a private business. You do not have a right to be in a business. Now, I'm not saying that a store should discriminate against people or just discriminate against people based off of their race. That's not what I'm saying at all. That should not happen. But if you're in violation of store policy, then the store has every right to throw you out. Like for this, for instance, here, many stores around the nation have a policy where they are not public restrooms. They have usually signs up on a door somewhere that we do not have public restrooms. What that means is, if you're going to use our restrooms, you had better buy something. Now, if you go in and demand to use the bathroom, they should be able to, as a private business, be able to tell you, no, I don't think so. You're not a paying customer. You need to leave. What happened here at Starbucks with these two African-American guys who were sitting in Starbucks, apparently they were waiting on a friend to show up or a business associate, whoever it may have been. They had not purchased anything. We still don't know if they had caused a disturbance or maldoff to anybody or what. But let's just say that they were just sitting there and they had not ordered any coffee. One of them wanted to use the restroom, and I guess there was a code that you had to punch in, so you got that from an employee. An employee said, well, you haven't bought anything, so no, you can't use the restroom. Someone else asked, hey, can I get you guys something? Who knows how long these guys were sitting there? Maybe it was 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Still, some details that haven't come out on this whole thing. The guys never ordered anything. They kept on saying, no, we're not ordering anything. We're waiting on somebody. So, you've got two guys who were just sitting there. They're loitering. The store manager asked them to leave. They never left. The police show up. The police ask them to leave. They didn't leave. Okay, again, and I mentioned this in an earlier video, we have a problem here in this country where people don't listen to cops. If the police... excuse me, if a business asks you to leave, you refuse to leave, you're trespassing at that point. It's not a hard concept. If a private business asks you to leave and you don't leave, you are trespassing. You do not have a right just to sit around in any kind of restaurant or any kind of business. Then, if the police ask you to leave and you refuse to leave, you're again trespassing, and you're pretty stupid as well. Now, listen, Starbucks isn't in the clear on all of this because they have encouraged this loitering concept forever. They allow people to camp out for a long time. They allow people just to sit for a while and play on the computer, do business on the computer, or meet with friends, or just kind of hang out. They've encouraged this for years. So here's my thought for Starbucks. Don't have a no public restrooms policy. Starbucks is in the wrong here because they've encouraged this loitering atmosphere for such a long time that it's finally come back to bite them on the butt. It has in the past because people will just suck up the Wi-Fi and not buy coffee for hours. Now it's come to bite them on the butt because a guy wanted to use a restroom and he was told no because you haven't bought anything. So Starbucks is in the wrong, sort of, in my opinion, because they've encouraged this type of behavior for such a long time. Now, why are they having a problem with people who are just sitting there using the restroom? Doesn't make a lot of sense from that standpoint. But the overall picture here that now we're asking, on USA Today, is it okay for a business to throw you out? Of course it is. If you're a private business, you should be allowed to tell people to leave. And if they don't leave, they're trespassing. It's not a hard concept to grasp. It really shows, in my opinion, the entitlement mentality that we have in this country, and also the victim status. Everyone wants to be a victim these days of racism, of homophobia, of sexism, of everything. Everybody wants to be a victim, and that isn't always the case. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Tune in to the show Friday. We'll have a lot of fun. It'll be an open line Friday and a lot to talk about.